Good afternoon, family. Good to see you again.
Hello.
We're back
Yeah.
for another episode of I have no idea.
Yes, you do.
It's just our thing.
We're back.
Yeah, we're back doing our thing.
Yeah.
Today we're going to talk about being a step parent and being step parented. So, with no further ado, let's kick it off. First of all, I should probably say I haven't been a step parent and I haven't really been step parented. So, the person who's going to ask the questions is me.
Yeah, I have
Oh,
been.
look, I dropped the mic.
Does that mean we're done?
No. We're back.
They call that a blooper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't got the money for bloopers, so we're just going to have to keep it in there.
Okay.
Yeah, let's have some fun. So, you've been not only a step parent, but you've also been...
I am.
Your stepchild?
I'm a step parent and I'm also a stepchild, yes.
Ooh. How's that working out for you?
Working out? Well,
yeah.
Well, the one-to-one direct sort of contact in that vein is not really as it was as a child. I'm grown now. Mm-hmm. So and the stepchild is grown, so it's just a continuation of the relationship that's been established for a few decades. So yeah.
And how is that relationship?
It's been that long, a few decades. Oh
it is. Gosh.
Yeah. So being a stepchild was interesting. I wouldn't use that word back then. But yeah, like anything, it has its pluses and minuses. Yeah. Yeah, and for me, longing for the actual parent was always a thing. But yeah, it's complicated. Yeah. Yes, it's complicated.
So you had a longing?
Yes. Yeah. And I think probably because of the time that I grew up in, it was a bit, parenting wasn't as helicopterish as it is now. Like parents, I think, are way more hands-on. Parents, maybe step parents, are way more hands-on now than they were back in the day. I won't say when, but yeah, moons ago, it was a bit more hands-off from my perspective.
Just get sent down the park and thing, innit?
Yeah, it's just, you were left to sort of crack on as a kid for the most part. You had more freedom, more independence, all that kind of stuff. So whether it be parent or step parent, they weren't so involved and, like sort of watching you under you all the time. Whereas parenting now, it's different. Even the way I parent now, it's different. It's like, where are the kids? What are they doing? Do you want this? Do you want that? Do you need this? Do you need that? Why don't you need me to do stuff for you? So it's all sort of,
It must be, pretty interesting for you in the sense of our last child is a decade, 2.5 decades after.
Oh my God!
Why do your stepchild?
Why do you have to like put numbers to it? Like seriously,
because I'm just thinking, just plain parenting now is very different from what it was 2 decades ago, let alone 2.5 decades ago.
Yeah, it is different.
So as a step parent 2 decades ago, that experience would even be different from step parenting now, I would have thought. No?
I don't know. I don't know what the sort of trend is nowadays, but when I became a step parent 2 decades ago, I just wanted to be more involved. So, I guess it's a normal thing, really. However you're raised, you try to compensate, don't you? You try to sort of plug the perceivable gaps. So, yeah, I wanted to be more involved with my stepchild, but not taking up the space of the actual parents. Yeah, I wanted to be complementary.
So is that
a bonus? Bonus mum, bonus mum,
yeah.
bonus dad. Yeah.
So what would you say would be the best way of building a positive and successful relationship with your stepchild?
Well, the first thing I tried to do was establish a relationship with the parent outside of yourself, obviously. So the mother. That's what I tried to do. Doesn't always work the way it is in your head. But yeah, that didn't go so well. But you know, you sort of you calculate it and you do your best. But it was never a selfish move. It was always an inclusive move. So, you know, you have to get to the parents first, try and build a relationship there, a positive one, in order to create, much like having children, create that, you know, solid base. Because you're taking it to another level, aren't you? When you marry again, then it's another, you're re-establishing another foundation, if you like, elsewhere. And so I wanted to give some assurances that I'm going to put the work in, you know, make the effort, genuine, sincere. You know, if I'm loving you, I have to love the child, all that sort of stuff. I wanted to. So I wanted to build and establish a relationship or relationships.
What do you think of my perspective that I had many years ago when I said to you about building a relationship with my independent of me? So although I'll be overseeing, but for your relationship to be one where the two of you will talk and interact regardless of whether I'm around.
Yeah. It's the long goal, isn't it? I mean, it's not going to happen overnight because you're dealing with human beings and their emotions and their attachments and all the complexities. So, but the idea of it, yeah, I agree. You know, if you can build a solid relationship with the stepchild and they with you, then if you're not around, God forbid you die or, you know, whatever, you leave the family in some way, shape or form, then you can huddle the family together because you've got that bond all round. So that's the ideal kind of situation, but it's complex. It's not so easy to have a blended family. It's not easy.
So tell me a little bit about the you say complex. Now to me complex means is layers to this.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the
well, everybody's bringing their stuff.
Okay.
Right? So I'm bringing my history, you're bringing your history. The child is in the picture and they're building a history. The mother, you know, outside of our union that we're establishing, has got her history. And so when you put it all together, and it, you know, it includes what terms you decided to separate on as well, like all of that came way before me showing up. So, but you know, there could be some raw wounds or unresolved issues, which I found there were. You know, whether yourself or her, there were some unresolved issues going on. But it rears its head once there's a perceived threat. That's how I felt, and I was the perceived. I was the perceived threat. So, yeah. But then, you know, things like, well, you know, things that came up for me at the time was, although I'm trying to establish a relationship so that we can move forward as a family, there were also feelings of sort of, well, that was before my time, so really it's not my problem. Like, you know, get over yourself because people have moved on and life goes on and we can't all stay stuck where you are because we're doing the new thing. And so then that can cause friction. It's complicated because it's evolving as the time goes by. So as we're establishing our relationship, leading up to the marriage and the relationship with my impending stepchild, and the mum, and then not just that, but her extended family having their 2 pence, because they're advising her. Nobody's ever spoken to me, of course. They see me as a threat because of how she's pitching the scenario, because she's afraid for whatever reason. So she never brought those fears to the table. It was more so anger and resentment. And so this is where the cattiness can come in, because then I had sort of a cut-off point. It was like, right, I'm drawing a line. I don't care anymore. Like, I'm moving forward. So it got a little bit pew, pew, pew. Yeah, it got a little bit tough, a little bit sticky in certain situations. And then you were just standing there on the sidelines, not doing anything. No. Yeah, it's interesting.
I was just standing there on the sidelines, not doing anything.
It's complex.
Yeah, it is, because I suppose what I would see happening and feel is happening, and what you would see and feel is happening, could be 2 different things.
Of course. And we've gone over this over the years. Not so much now. We're 20 years married.
It's a bit late now, isn't it?
Yeah, we're 20 years married. 25 years we've been friends. So yeah, there's none of that. The kids are growing up now. That one's got his own kid. So my first, he's big now. He's doing his thing. So it's just the little one left now. So time goes by and you just crack on, and you get, well, not you as in the people, but me, just get a bit tired of going over the same old rubbish, really. Just move on.
How do you feel about being a step grandma?
I'm alright.
What does that mean?
I think because he's abroad and it's not a scenario like that's playing out in real time in my space, I don't think about it. But I think if he was in my space, like coming over on weekends and stuff like that, and I was it was being said in the room by other people, say grandma, I don't think I'd be very happy about that.
No? Why?
No, I'm not a grandma.
Why?
Now, this is where the step stuff comes in. His mum's a grandma.
Yeah.
Your son's mum is a grandma.
And you are what?
Bonus Nana.
So then, see, this is the stuff where I suppose the whole relationship and stuff
it gets complicated.
Gets complicated when people choose to move on from previous relationships and there's children involved.
Yeah, it goes down the generational line, doesn't it?
Right.
I would imagine it fizzles out once we all drop dead. It just fizzles out. And
what fizzles out?
Like all this complexity.
Well, I suppose probably before you even drop dead, I suppose when one person drops dead, then...
Are we allowed to say?
I don't know.
DEAD.
It's supposed to be unalived, I guess, isn't it?
We don't get cancelled for that.
Yeah, but I think it's supposed to say unalived.
Yeah, oh gosh.
Yeah, okay. Makes no sense to me.
Anyway, let's just move on.
Because we all know exactly what we mean, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, when one person is unalived, then everybody else turns around and says things like, well, it's not, all the stuff that was important is no longer important.
Yeah.
All the stuff people fussed about before.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't worth fussing about.
No, it isn't. Which is why I was trying to enter the situation on good terms. Being a stepchild, you learn at that point how that it's got layers to it. It's complex. And so here's the thing for me. I didn't ever want to be a step parent. That wasn't my intention. But when you meet somebody who is just, you calculate it and you just feel like it's the right person, it's the right decision to make, you weigh everything up and you decide both that you're going to move forward. Like I wouldn't want to pass up a good life partner, because children grow up. I said that 2 decades ago, and now it's coming to fruition. The oldest one's got his own life, enjoying his thing. Now this one, the second one, he's finally got his wings, and doing his thing. And then you got the little one who's probably just going to rule the roost because, she's the last one and the girl, and bossy and neurodivergent. So, they grow up and they go off, and we still have to crack on. Well, you don't have to, but we still want to crack on with our marriage and enjoy each other and, have a good life to the best of our ability. So,
well, I know. I mean,
and then all of that stuff kind of fizzles down, doesn't it? It fizzles out, which it has.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, you have a really good relationship with Ramaya.
Yeah.
Right. So, I'm wondering what made it possible for that to happen.
Focusing on what is important, which is positive relationships. Like you said, independent of you, independent of his mom. If we can get along and establish something good. I mean, worst case scenario, we have some Armageddon. We happen to be the only 2 people left in the family. We've had animosity all this time. What am I going to do? Like, now we're the only 2 left. We're going to continue with animosity when really we need each other. It doesn't make sense to me. You try and have good relations with people that are important. He's your son, for crying out loud. He's you. He's a part of you. So it's important to me to have a good relationship with your offspring.
Well, this doesn't work otherwise, does it?
No, it doesn't. How can it work? How can I come into the relationship just wanting you and not wanting the child? That's bizarre. For me to think that there'd ever be a positive relationship between me and my stepchild or children, with going in it with that mindset and continuing with that mindset and behavior, that's bonkers. And then you'll probably feel the effects of that later on when they're adults and they have power and they can make decisions. And as you're getting old and frail and in need of them, perhaps now you want to circle back on, you didn't sow good seeds, did you? So what crops do you expect to yield from that? What harvest do you expect to get from that? So you sow good seeds along the way. You sow good seeds. You sow good seeds. You sow good seeds. That's the way I see it.
Yeah.
Across the board, not just being a stepmother, just being a mother. You sow good seeds. Being a wife, you sow good seeds. Being a daughter, being a daughter-in-law, you try your best and just keep the peace and sow good seeds. And that's me anyway. That's my personality. Not everybody in the family has that personality. Some people are just like, no, I'm done. Bye. Live your life. I'll live mine. I haven't seen you in 10 years. I'm good with that. I'm over here like suffering, but I'm never going to talk to you about it. Everybody lives the way they want to live. This is the way I want to live. And I'm happy with it.
Yeah, because sometimes you and Ramaya talk and I'm not involved in that conversation, right?
That's the group stuff you see. You don't see when I talk to him on my own chat line.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, all right then.
But that's what I wanted to cultivate from the beginning. So would you say that there was anything that I did that actually helped that to happen for you and Ramaya to have a positive relationship?
Yeah, you stayed neutral when the women were fighting. Although I wanted you to take my side, you tried to stay. I could see you just sort of trying to keep the peace.
So would you say that was helpful then for you to have a positive relationship with Ramaya?
Yeah, I think it was helpful because the interest was in your son.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't in the cattiness of the two women.
Mm-hmm.
So you were consistent. You stayed consistent in saying whatever's best for the child, whatever's best for my son. So I want you to be civil, both of you. I want it to go this way and that way. But if you can't reconcile, I'm still going to do what's best for the child. Because he's the one that has no power. He's vulnerable. He's seeing things, he's a sponge, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I think being neutral was good. But then also, when I expressed my gripes to you, you were compassionate about it for the most part. Sometimes I was not happy.
Yeah, that doesn't mean I wasn't compassionate, even if you weren't happy.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact scenarios anyway, because you don't hold on.
That's useful.
Well, I'm not holding on to, I'm not begrudging, I'm not holding on to anything. You have to let it go, innit? And let things go so you can move on. But yeah, the feeling inside that I remember was that sometimes I wasn't best pleased, but that's marriage. That's how it goes, isn't it? You can't, so yeah, but when I would say to you, oh, it's not fair because, and I see it this way, and that woman over there, you were compassionate. You were compassionate towards me and understanding. You seem to be understanding and thoughtful about my gripes. So, and then you backed it up with actions as well. Like I'd say, you need to text her. Which you did, but you did it in your way so that you could keep that.
Well,
because there were some things, right? Like she didn't agree necessarily with things that we would do at home. Like we were too strict, apparently, and stuff like that. Yeah. So then I had a gripe about that because I was like, where's my home? So any child coming up in this house is going to have love and discipline. That's a balance. I'm not going to pet and powder just because I'm scared of what he's going to go back to his mum's house. No. You're in my house. You have love first and foremost, and you have discipline as well. That is the right way to do it. That's the right way to parent. You have standards. Simple. And those standards will see you through your life if you choose to take them up. You have parameters, you have boundaries to work within, because order is what we're looking for, not chaos. And she didn't agree with that. And I didn't care. So those were sort of the friction.
Or at least, I suppose, the order that we created wasn't always agreeable to her.
Yeah, it was my house, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
That's that then, isn't it?
See, there you go.
When he's back in your house, you do what you want. I mean,
but at the same time, I didn't interfere with what was going on in her house.
Yeah, and see, this is where it gets complex because people are up in their feelings, of course. My view of trying to get both sides as aligned as possible for the best outcome of the child it's hard to achieve that because you're dealing with people and their emotions, right? So yeah, ultimately it just worked out that when he was there, she did what she wanted to do. And when he was with me, I did it my way.
And
that's it.
2 separate houses.
Yeah.
Doing what they do.
Yeah.
And as a result, he's turned out pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm still a bit smug.
He's doing his thing, right? He's doing what he loves to do.
He is, yeah.
Now that he's a dad, he's taking up his responsibilities seriously, and he's enjoying watching his son develop. That's right? It. So I think it's a beautiful thing. So to me, whatever has come out, whatever we all were doing has worked out to produce someone who's an asset to wherever society. He is and to whoever he engages with.
Yeah, I think he is an asset to society. He's a hard-working young man who has his priorities about him more so now that he's coming into himself. And it's what I'm really looking forward to is seeing how he now parents. This is going to be so interesting.
Well, it's fun so far.
Generational effect, right? To see some of the things he might decide to say and do, and then us as grandparents, us as grandparents will say,
see,
us as grandparents will say,
So you haven't decided on whether you're coming or going with that one yet, have you?
It's a new season. It's a new space. So I'm adjusting. Yeah, I'll ask me again in 10 years. I may have 1, maybe 2 grey streaks by then. But for now...
Oh, thicker grey streaks.
For now, I have none.
No, you got a couple greys in there.
No, there's not.
It's all right.
There's no greys.
There's no problem with that. Embrace them. Listen, one thing I wanted to know, right? Because you are and was I'm really focusing on when you were small, right? You were a stepchild. How would you say that has impacted your step parenting?
Showing up, being present, being involved. I mean, I'm a girl, so I had a step. No, forget that idea. Scrap that. Let me come at it from a different angle. Having a stepfather as a girl, the stepfather, he was cool, but he was just kind of there. He was kind of like hands off. Whereas I'm a stepmom. So I feel, because I'm female, there's more emotion around how I'm going to handle my domestic setup rather than men. I find dads are pretty much chilled, a bit more laid back, and they let the woman sort of get on with all the organizing of the home and stuff. So that's my role now, like all the organizing, and I know what everybody's kind of doing and who's got to go to this practice and that practice and game and football and whatever it is. So I was quite involved, even with the direction of his career, that I thought he was expressing certain gifts and talents, and so I was trying to steer him from an early age, like 3 years before college, to say, okay, maybe we want to sort of encourage you to go in this direction. And then because of the business I was in, I was cultivating my network so that I could give him some advantage to break into what industry he was interested in, stuff like that. So I was quite involved with him and wanted to be. So yeah, and we moved as well, didn't we? We moved country and took him with us, and I looked after him lock, stock and barrel. Like, he's my son. He's a part of this household. We all share the same name. And I showed up for parents' evenings, school meetings, whatever it was. And I'm his mum. That was a bit complex. That was a bit weird in my head at the time. Because I was like, oh, it's just me. I am the mother figure. I am the representation of the mother showing up for him. And I'm signing papers and just, making decisions. So that was strange, but good, because I was making, in my mind, the best decisions to advance him. So, I mean, part of why we moved was because of him and my firstborn. So they were highly regarded. The children were highly regarded as to why we decided to take the leap and try another country. So, and now he loves it. So I think I sacrificed more than my step parent did. But I don't know. My step parent would need to tell you that, oh, I sacrificed for Natalie in this way and this way and this way. But from my perspective as a kid, I didn't have all of that interaction. So I tried to, not try, that's just me. If you're in my life, I just want you to look after you. Simple.
Yeah, because you've been looking after kids for a long time, innit?
Yeah. I looked after my brothers when I was little. Pick them up from school, come home, cook for all of us before my parents came back from work, all that kind of stuff.
What would you say was the hardest thing about being a stepchild?
Just feeling like a bit of an outsider. And I have wondered if that's how my stepchild felt as well. And there's not a lot you can do as a step parent to mitigate that. It's just the feeling that the child has. The thing though is I encouraged my stepchild to stay in contact and stay close as possible to his mother, because his mother is here, his mother is alive, she's well, and she wants to have a relationship. So stay bonded with your mother, stay bonded with your parent. Whereas I didn't have that. I only had my step parent and my mother. So I felt like I was on the edge most of the time, especially if I was being disciplined or chastised. It'd be like, oh, I'm being chastised because I don't have a dad. He's you two's dad. He's not my dad. So the chastisement is he doesn't love me. So it's easy for him to chastise me. Like tell me off or something. Tell me I'm wrong. Discipline, whatever. So I felt like because I didn't have a dad, yeah.
So then does that have an impact on...
I do have a dad, but I just didn't grow up with my dad.
Yeah. But does that have an impact on how you see your stepchild?
Oh, of course, it must have some kind of psychological impact.
I don't know. Tell me about it.
Well, I don't know. I haven't analysed it. I've never gone to therapy about it. I don't know I don't know. I don't know exactly. I'd have to sit and sort of unpick that.
Did you have any enjoyable things about being a stepchild? Was there any good things about it? Or was it all negative? Or
no, it wasn't all negative. Any good things about being a stepchild?
Or being the stepchild that you were?
Being a stepchild? What do you mean?
Like, for you in particular,
yeah.
Was there any good things that happened?
Not solely as a result of being a stepchild. We did family things sometimes.
What is your most positive memory?
Going to Finsbury Park. It was a sunny day. They had a Jeep. My parents had an open back Jeep. And I never forget, the kids were in the back, me and my two brothers, mum and stepdad, he was driving. We went to Finsbury Park to have a picnic. And they were playing Summer, Summer, Summer. Will Smith.
Oh,
yeah. He my stepdad was blasting that, cruising down Finsbury Road or whatever it's called, Seven Sisters Road. Yeah, and then turning into the park. And those days we felt safe. to do those things. And then we set up the picnic, and we played games like frisbee, and they laughed. My parents were laughing and playing. That was just not normal to see them laughing and playing and taking rest, because they both worked so hard, like all the hours, and I stepped in to look after my brothers because they were out working, hustling to look after us. So, but that was a very good memory.
Is that where you got your work ethic from?
No doubt.
Seeing.
No doubt. Sorry. No doubt. But it's easy. It's not easier. It's different now because we can work from home. Some of us. Some people can work from home. I'm one of those people. I get to work from home at times. And raising children, that's been such a blessing. It has its drawbacks as well, because then you work late into the night. Once you've sorted the kids and put them to bed, you go back to working stuff. But at least you can juggle it. Back in the day, the parents were just out of the house working. And so it's like a pecking order with the kids, wasn't it? The oldest would usually watch and take care of the youngest. I was the oldest. I am the oldest. So that was the order of things. So, yeah. But I wouldn't say there was anything particularly positive about being a stepchild. I just felt sidelined when it wasn't going so well. Then I would attribute that to, it's because I'm a stepchild. But now I think back to it, it wasn't. Because it was pretty much the same with all of us. So, yeah.
And in terms of you being a step parent now, is it difficult or to balance out parenting your own biological children with your stepchild?
Yeah, it was challenging because the mother, any decision I make, like big decision I want to make, you have to consider the parents, the parent outside of your spouse. Or you don't have to, but it goes a long way if you do. And so it was challenging because I can't get to deploy all the things I think will be best. Yeah. It's always got to be kind of sanctioned by somebody external to your household. So yeah, that proved some challenges. Whereas with my own, we just make our decisions as parents, right? These are our kids. This is what we feel is best. Back on. But stepchild, you kind of got to watch how you move. You got to watch what you say. Yeah.
For people or young people now who are getting into relationships, because it seems that in society there are so many single parent households. So for those who are thinking about having blended families, what are the main things you think they should consider before going down that road?
Oh my gosh. Community. Approaching child rearing as a community. Now, you'd have to pick that apart and drill down on that to build it back up to get to that overarching point of approach it like a community. But that's the best way I think it's dealt with. Yeah. Because if it's like, I'm over here, and this is my opinion and this is the way I want to live. If you're living in isolation, 2 different houses, 2 sets of rules, complete ends of the spectrum, you're going to have a lot of clashes. Whereas if the 2 sides can come together, so say like us, the mother is the other side. So if we can get along, especially women, if the 2 mothers can make a community of it, then she's moved on with her life, we're doing our thing, and you can make a community and raise the children up in a peaceful way. That's the best way, I think, to do it. But that's hard to achieve because you've got people's feelings and all personalities to consider. All of that comes into play. The history, how you broke up, all of that can be rough, you know. And the man, if it's the man that has moved on, he's got a new wife, and this is the new step family, then he has to really think before moving on, getting like, can he deal with, because it depends on how he broke up with that mother.
Yeah.
Can he deal with the fallout? Can he deal with all the headache that's in waiting for him? Can he deal with that? If he can't deal with that, don't blend anything. Stay by yourself, raise your child. When you get a bit older, the child's older, then hopefully you know, you can establish a relationship with the same person or somebody else. But that's the thing, you can't guarantee if you pass up a good person that you're going to find a good person in 10 years from now, 15 years from now, when that kid is pretty independent and moving on with their life. It's tough, it's complicated.
Yeah, because for me, I just considered or really thought to myself, I don't want my children going between two separate households with 4 parents. I didn't think that was the best way for a child to be growing up. But that's exactly what happened. And so when it came to relationship with you, that was at the forefront of my mind. Because like you mentioned earlier, right, you got the 2 women who are bickering, but the child is who has to come first. So for me, to be honest, now that you're talking about it again, has just reminded me that my perspective is he's what I've got. The 2 of you adult women can go about your business, but he can't. And I can't leave him. So whatever was happening, I had to do it with his best interest at heart. Everybody else has got power. He ain't got any. And in a time where things were not the greatest in London, I had to make sure he come first. And so for me, that's what I would say to anyone who's thinking of having a blended family, is make sure your kids come first. As hard as it may well be sometimes, that has to be. And don't introduce all and sundry to your children. For me, that's a no-brainer. But I find there's a lot of people who don't act that way. They think of self and their own happiness. To me, when you have a child, your happiness is only important because it affects the way how you interact with your child. I'm not saying it's not important at all, but its paramount purpose, its main purpose, is for you to be able to raise your child appropriately.
Yeah. And it's, again, I'll stress, it's not straightforward. It's complicated. Because as long as you are making a decision to choose another and establish a relationship, it's not usually easy and straightforward. It's usually complicated, including the idea of passing up on what could be a really well-matched long-term spouse. Because that was in my mind as well. As you know, I got right close to the wedding and I was like, I don't think this is going to work. And it wasn't because of you and I clashing. It was because of the step-parent situation.
Yeah, it wasn't even Romaya. It
wasn't the child. It was the mother that was a problem to me at that time. And I went home and I had to really think hard, like, Natalie, can you do this for the next 20 years?
Or we've got that far.
Like, yeah, we did it. But no, I had to really think, because if I pictured in my mind's eye that I was going to really buckle at any point, then I would have said to you, you know what? Stick a pin. Let's just see how it goes in the next 5 years. Let's just stay friends. And, you know, if in 3 or 5 years we still feel, you know, then we've done it. We've gone further, haven't we? We've some time has passed, and but it was a decision I had. It was a quick decision that I had to make, because I was like, I was really ready to just say, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I had to ask myself, is it worth it for me? Is it worth it? All the headache that I could potentially come up against, is it worth it? But I think one of the things that was a bit of a saving grace in terms of day-to-day interaction not happening as much is the fact that we left the country. I think that made it more doable. I think if we'd stayed, there would have been more push and pull between, you know, the homes, and just agreeing and not agreeing. I think that would have happened more. And yeah, I think I still would have ridden it through, but I don't know how I would have felt by the end of it. I probably would have been like, oh, by the sweat on my brow, you know. But traveling and being away, I remember saying when I was away, I think it's because I'm away that it's actually working out. Just coming home and being able to put your keys down and breathe, and, you know, get on with your domestics and navigating your day-to-day stuff with your family. I think I was able to do that with more ease.
Because then it was a family as opposed to a family with an attachment.
Yeah, it was an uninterrupted family for the most part. If she had any interaction, it was via text across the Atlantic Ocean. So she couldn't get to me very quick. You know, it involved booking a flight, and by then you've got time to sort of shore yourself up, you know, with whatever battle is about to ensue. But yeah, it was easier. I think
she did come out there a couple of times.
Yeah, she did.
And it was all right.
And we got on really well, I think, because we were abroad. Because we were in a different territory. So, you know, it was, it's different. It's different. When you're in a different territory, it's like we were being hospitable to her arrival. So, you know, because we did some of the chauffeuring, you know, picked her up and we all went out as a family. This is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about community. That's what we actually ended up doing. We went and picked her up from her hotel. She got in our car and we went and had a day out, you know, by the seaside or whatever. I didn't mention it purposely, but we went out and enjoyed the time together. And there were times when she and I were just walking and talking together. And then my firstborn, Mr. Man, he was little then, and he was then auntie, and sort of wanting to interact with her, and she was interacting with him, and she was, you know, so it was nice. It was peaceful.
Easier.
It was easy. It worked. But I think it's because she had to fly out, and that was our territory. And so there's no room really for discord, you know, so it wouldn't have made sense to fly all the way over there ready to have a fight. Like that wouldn't make any sense really, you know? So so if that can be established where the mothers, if that's the step parented link, then if the mothers can actually be aligned when it comes to doing what's best for the child and putting their personal differences aside, their emotions and their feelings. You had him first. No, I had him. All this kind of foolishness. And just, I've heard it, in some families it really works. Sometimes the two women actually, they end up being like best friends and they gang up on the husband.
Yeah.
And the kids have a blast because they got like two mums and they get spoiled rotten, and they have Christmases together and the two women are cooking, and they've got genuine love for each other and their children. How that works long term, I don't know, because wouldn't that woman want to go and have her own husband and
well, sometimes they all interact well together,
the two couples.
Yeah,
that as well. Yeah.
I don't know if it's how rare that is, but
I don't know.
Not something.
I haven't heard of it.
Yeah.
In my circles, but that for me is the ultimate. Though the two sides can be a community.
Yeah, it's not one of them things where I would hedge my bets to go looking for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of flex.
Yeah,
but
often people are disgruntled, they're hurt, they're burnt. Yeah.
Would you say there are any, how can I say, red flags that you should look for? Like if you're younger and you're thinking of being with someone and they have a child, would you say there are any red flags that you should be looking for, or any personality traits that you should look for in order to believe that situation can work?
Can or can't?
Any red flags that mean a situation can't work, and any qualities that in a person that would make it be able to work. So it's two questions.
Well, I'll give you one answer. I would say if it's the father who has left, he's left one woman now, he's establishing with another. Again, his focus has to be on his child and the overarching family. What's the word I'm looking for? Priority. So his mantra has to be, it's about my family. And so I would love for the two women to be civil and be peaceful. And that's always going to be my aim, to work towards that, to exhibit behaviors to encourage that and cultivate that. But his overarching thing has to be about the children and his family. And when I say that, I mean the children and his wife. And then trying to make peace with his ex so that it can all work together. So he should always be seen to try and mediate everyone, because he's the common denominator. He's the one that's caused all of this. Yeah, it's true. It's a fact.
So the man takes the blame.
Is that not true?
I'm just asking you a question.
It's a fact. I wasn't looking for your ex. Like I'm not interested in being with your ex-wife. I'm interested in being with you. Yeah. So you're the common denominator. So you've got to fix it.
Okay.
Simple, isn't it?
I guess.
It is.
It's a problem with being attractive, isn't it?
Anyway. Yeah, so that's my answer. Red flag or positive. The red flag is if that's not what he's working for, not what he's working to establish. And good thing is if he is, then that's great. I feel like he's on the right track and things are more likely to turn out well because he's leading his family. That's your job. As the man. This is my belief system, that it's your job as the man to lead. So you have to show up and be the example of what a loving, compassionate, family-oriented leader should look like. No pressure.
Why? Well, I mean,
no pressure.
I've been doing it for 20 years. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. So it's not like I'm feeling any more pressure at this point than I felt
ever
15 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, it's just a case of, as a parent, especially as the man, everything that happens in your family has to be for the good of the children.
Yeah.
And that means,
because they're the most vulnerable, right, and so on.
But that means
you have your wife.
Listen. Mm-hmm. That means that you have to pay attention to the needs and wants of the other people in that situation.
The grown-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Because at the end of the day, if you can't help things to work positively for the grown-ups, that's going to negatively impact the children.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
And so I would say, I would say to this to you gentlemen, if you're not going to be able to get peace in that situation, then it's not going to work, and just leave it alone. Move on. That's what I would say. Mm-hmm. Cool? Yeah.
There's more to it, but yeah.
That is basically in a nutshell. That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Right? Because we as men want peace in our homes.
Yes.
Right? And if we're not going to be able to achieve that, things are not going to work. Okay. You have to have more peace. You're not going to get peace in your home 24/7. But if the amount of peace that you have in your home is anywhere near the amount of disruption, leave it alone. You want to have at least 80-20, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And you have to be of the opinion and the belief and the knowledge that you're going to move from 80-20 to 95-5. Because if you're not going to do that, there's going to be disruption in your home, and you're going to struggle to make it work, because you'll find that you move from 80-20 to 70-30 as time goes along, because people go through changes in life. And with those changes in life comes a desire to say, you know what, I'm not putting up with no foolishness. And when people decide they're not putting up with foolishness, changes happen. Simple as.
There you go.
Thank you for taking the time out to listen. I hope you enjoyed. Please put comments. Please like and share. Anything else I've got to say to the people?
Why are you shouting at me? Why are you shouting?
I'm not even raising my voice.
No, I just like to have a laugh, sorry.
All right, cool. People, stay blessed. Have a good day. Later.